Have you ever wondered how people took pictures long, long ago, before there were phones or even electricity? A camera is a special tool that captures a moment in time, like a magic box that can freeze a memory forever. It works by letting in a little bit of light to make a picture, just like your eyes do when you see things around you. For hundreds of years, people dreamed of a way to keep a picture of a beautiful sunset, a smiling friend, or a favorite place. They wanted to hold on to these special moments so they could look at them again and again, sharing them with others and remembering them for years to come. This dream led to one of the most amazing inventions in history. The very first successful photograph was made by a clever inventor from France named Joseph Nicephore Niepce. The year was 1826, a time of horse-drawn carriages and candlelight. It took him a very long time to capture just one picture. He used a special box and a metal plate coated with a chemical that changed when sunlight touched it. He pointed his box out of a window at his country home and left it there for many hours, maybe even 2 whole days. The sunlight slowly drew a picture onto the plate. This first photograph was blurry and faint, but it was a true miracle for its time. It proved that people could indeed capture a real image from the world around them. Why did people like Niepce work so hard to invent the camera? For centuries, the only way to have a picture of something was for an artist to draw or paint it. This took a lot of time, skill, and money, so only very wealthy people could afford to have portraits of their families or paintings of their homes. People wanted a faster and easier way to create pictures that looked exactly like the real thing. They imagined being able to capture a person's true smile, the exact details of a beautiful building, or the stunning scenery of a faraway land without needing an artist. They believed that pictures could help people learn, share stories, and remember history more accurately. This desire to freeze a moment in time was a powerful motivation. Before Niepce, other thinkers and artists knew about something called the camera obscura, which is Latin for dark room. This was a big, dark box, or even a whole room with a tiny hole in one wall. Light from outside would stream through the hole and project an upside-down image of the scene onto the opposite wall. Artists would sometimes trace these images to help them draw more realistically. But the image would disappear as soon as the light was gone. The great challenge which Niepce finally solved was figuring out how to make that beautiful, fleeting image stay permanently. How early cameras worked, the first cameras, like the one Joseph Nicephore Niepce used, were quite simple but also very bulky. Imagine a large wooden box. At the front of the box there was a small opening with a lens, which is a curved piece of glass. The lens helped to gather the light from a scene and focus it into a sharp image inside the box. At the back of the box, the inventor would place a special plate. This wasn't just any plate. It was carefully coated with light-sensitive chemicals. These chemicals had a unique property. They would react and change when light hit them. The whole process had to be done in the dark to make sure no extra light spoiled the plate before it was ready. To take a picture, the photographer would set up the large camera on a sturdy stand called a tripod because it had 3 legs. They would carefully aim it at the person or place they wanted to photograph. Then they would take off the cap that covered the lens. This was like opening a window to let the sunlight rush in. The light would travel through the lens and onto the chemical-coated plate at the back. Because the chemicals worked very, very slowly, the lens had to stay open for a long time. People having their picture taken had to sit perfectly still, sometimes for many minutes, without smiling or blinking, which is why old photographs often show people with very serious faces. After the plate had been exposed to the light for long enough, the photographer would put the lens cap back on to stop any more light from getting in. But the work wasn't finished yet. The picture on the plate was often invisible, like a secret message. To make the image appear, the photographer had to take the plate to a dark room, called a darkroom, and give it a chemical bath. They would carefully wash the plate in different liquids. This process, called developing, would make the parts of the plate that got the most light turn dark, and the parts that got less light stay light. Slowly, like magic, the picture would appear on the plate. Once the image was developed, a final chemical wash was needed to fix it. This stopped the picture from changing or fading away when it was brought out into the light. The result was a single, unique photograph, often on a piece of metal or glass. It was a long and complicated process that required a lot of patience and knowledge of chemistry. Unlike today, where we can take a picture in a second, early photographers had to work for hours just to create one image. Every photograph was a special achievement, a piece of science and art combined. The changing camera. For many years, cameras remained large, complicated, and expensive. Taking a photograph was a job for professional photographers who had studios and special equipment, but inventors kept working to make cameras better. They discovered new chemicals that were much more sensitive to light. This was a huge change. It meant that pictures could be taken much faster, in just a few seconds instead of many minutes. People no longer had to sit still for a long time, so photographs started to look more natural and relaxed. Photographers could now capture things that were moving, like a horse trotting down a street or waves crashing on a beach. A massive breakthrough came in the year 1888 when a man named George Eastman started a company called Kodak. He invented a new kind of camera that was much smaller and simpler to use. His famous slogan was, "You press the button, we do the rest." This new camera came with a roll of flexible film inside instead of heavy glass plates. A person could take 100 pictures and then mail the whole camera back to the Kodak company. The company would develop the film, make the prints, and send the pictures back to you along with your camera, reloaded with a brand new roll of film. Suddenly, anyone could be a photographer. As the years went by, cameras continued to shrink in size and become more powerful. In the middle of the 20th century, 35mm film cameras became very popular. This film was small and came in a little canister, making it easy to load into the camera. Cameras also gained new features, like flash bulbs that let people take pictures in the dark, and different kinds of lenses that could zoom in on things that were far away or take very wide pictures of big landscapes. Color film was also invented, which made photographs even more lifelike and exciting. People started documenting their family vacations, birthday parties, and school events in vibrant color. The biggest change of all came with the invention of the digital camera. Instead of using film, digital cameras use a special electronic sensor to capture an image. The picture is saved as a computer file, not on a chemical plate or a roll of film. This meant you could see your picture right away on a small screen on the back of the camera. If you didn't like it, you could just delete it and take another one. You didn't have to wait to get your film developed, and you didn't have to worry about wasting film on a bad shot. This new technology changed photography forever, making it instant and easier than ever before.
Today, cameras are everywhere. The invention of the digital camera led to another amazing development, putting tiny cameras inside other devices. The most common place to find a camera now is in a smartphone. Almost everyone carries a powerful camera right in their pocket. We use these cameras for everything. We take quick pictures, called snapshots, of our food, our pets, and our friends. We take selfies, which are pictures of ourselves, to share with family and show what we are doing. We can even record videos with sound, capturing not just a single moment, but a whole moving scene. It's amazing to think how far we've come from the giant box camera of Nicephore Niepce. The way we share pictures has also completely changed. In the past, you would have a physical photo album with paper prints of your pictures. You could only show them to people who were in the same room with you. Now, with the internet and social media, we can share our photos and videos instantly with people all over the world. With just a few taps on a screen, a picture of a birthday party in one country can be seen by a grandparent in another country just seconds later. This helps us feel more connected to our friends and family, even when they are far away. We use pictures to tell stories, share news, and show others what our lives are like. Cameras have become incredibly important tools in our daily lives for more than just fun and memories. Scientists use special high-speed cameras to study things that move too fast for our eyes to see. Doctors use tiny cameras to look inside the human body to help people get better. Journalists and reporters use cameras to show us what is happening in the world, helping us to understand important events. Security cameras help keep our homes and schools safe. Even cars now have cameras to help drivers see what is behind them. Pictures give us information, keep us safe, and help us explore the world in new ways. From a blurry image on a metal plate to billions of crystal-clear digital photos shared every day, the camera has had an incredible journey. Cameras are important because they are the world's memory keepers. They allow us to save our personal histories, from our first day of school to our biggest accomplishments. They also help us document our shared human history, showing future generations what our world was like. They let us express our creativity, see the world from different points of view, and share our stories with one another. A picture truly is worth 1,000 words, and thanks to the camera, we have endless stories to tell.